everyone. This is Jennifer with I Want You Colorado Springs. So normally I bring to you interviews of professionals and business people here in the Springs, but I decided that I needed to do an interview about my experience with the Shark Tank casting. So Misty, who I just interviewed a second ago, decided that she would be willing to do that for me. So go ahead.
How was it? Tell us about it. What happened? Who did you meet? How did you feel?
Yeah, so my friend Allie came to pick up a name tag, and she said, hey, did you know Shark Tank is going to be in Denver next week?
So exciting.
And I was like, what? And then I'm like, no. Because, you know, my products, for those of you who don't know, I make custom engraved items.
Amazing products.
So stuff like the coffee mugs here. I do custom barware, like beer glasses, growlers, champagne flutes, wine glasses, casserole dishes. I mean, tons and tons of stuff.
Name tags,
clocks, all kinds of stuff. It's pretty awesome. Glassblasted.com. And so, you know, I immediately was like, no, because my stuff isn't proprietary. Anybody can do what I do, right? Which is true, but there is a lot of steps that go into it, a lot of art, a lot of, you know, stuff like that. So, and she was like, but your stuff's awesome, and so you need to go, and hopefully, and I'm sure I will, I'll be doing an interview with Allie, who's just such a firecracker. I mean, she, at the casting, she was jumping up and down, she's like, woo! And I mean, you know, there's always a few of those people in the crowd, and it was her and this like exercise guy who was like half naked, you know, promoting his I don't know, special exercise equipment or something like that. So anyway, she was like, no, just go and, you know, try out. I mean, what do you have to lose? You know, at least you can say that you tried out for Shark Tank.
Exactly.
And meet some business people and, you know, and stuff like that. So I was like, screw it, sure. I'll do it.
Let's do it.
So, so I woke up early that Wednesday and drove up to Centennial. Thankfully, it was in Centennial. It wasn't like downtown.
Right.
And so I didn't, you know, I thought getting there at I think 5:45, because they were handing out badges, the wrist badges at 9. And so I thought, oh man, I hope I'm not too late to I'm not going to be ridiculously far back in line. There were only, I think the max was the first 500 people. That's number 58.
Woo woo!
Yeah. So, and Allie was number 4 or some shit like that. So, but yeah, so I was really close to the front, and the wait wasn't too bad. You know, I think part of my personal plan, because I had about 5 days between Allie picking up and then the actual Shark Tank, right? And so I didn't want to overthink it. You know, I did do research that night and watched videos of other people doing it, and you know, what their feedback was and what they were telling people. And then I read articles, and you know, all the articles said, don't overthink it.
Right.
You know, it's, you know, they just want to see your personality. They want to see who you are. They want to see your product, obviously. But it's something that you don't need to overthink. So it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it.
Right.
So driving up there, you know, I was kind of trying to do my pitch, because you only have a minute.
Right.
Now, I didn't. It's no time at all. I mean, we've been talking for probably 4 minutes already. So it's one of those things that was what I was more concerned with, you know, trying to get everything in there, you know, in a minute. And I didn't know if it was timed, you know, I didn't know if it was videoed. You know, some of the other videos that I watched, you know, there's this stage, and I was like, oh my God, everyone that is going to be pitching as well, I thought you were going to have to stand up in front of everybody. I'm like, oh my God. And I don't mind talking in front of people, but that's a little overwhelming.
Right.
You know, and so I was like, oh, that's a little worrisome, but I'm not going to think about that right now. So I wasn't sure. So in line, you know, I decided to try out my pitch on a couple people that were in line with me, and that lasted about a whole 10-15 minutes, and I'm like, screw it, I'm not going to really think about it. So I instead just started talking to the other business people and hearing what they did and why they're doing what they're doing and stuff like that. So then before we knew it, we went inside, and it was really nice. Comcast was helping to host, and so I guess that's normally not the case in a lot of the places that get casting calls.
Right.
So that meant that our area was super posh, that we had food, we had drinks, you know, it was just really nice, and
Perfect.
Comcast, good job. So we had, like, the first 100 people sat down. They gave a spiel on, you know, what to expect, you know, and thankfully we didn't have to be on stage. So that wasn't how it got pitched.
You didn't have to vomit.
No.
Good.
So there's a separate curtained off area that the casting crew was back there. So there was 5 of them, and so they each had a table, and basically whoever was next is who you'd go up and see. So at the beginning, like I said, they were telling you the ins and outs, and they said, you know, you have generally about a minute. You know, obviously if you go over a little bit, that's fine, but it's, you know, you want to keep it short and concise.
Yeah, 500 people.
Yeah,
so.
they've got, or at the max, right? I think we had about 250,
Okay.
300. But you know, they also said, you know, if you have food stuff, don't be offended if we don't taste it. You know,
Right.
some of us have food allergies, or, you know, this, that, or the other, so it is what it is.
Right.
And then if you have samples, you know, again, don't be offended if we don't take the samples, because we only have so much room in our suitcase.
Right.
You know, so that is what it is too. And then they said that you'd hear back in about 2 weeks, and if you don't hear back in 2 weeks, no news is bad news, right? So, you know, it's been past 2 weeks, so, you know, won't, but that's okay, because it's led to other things.
Right.
So, so in my pitch, you know, I went in line and I waited, and I had one of my clocks with me. I had a teal clock, and then I had some little Shark Tank magnets that I made that were cut out in the shape of a hammerhead shark, and then I made a water bottle with the logo, and then I had some of my personalized stuff as well. And the girl really loved it, and she thought it was really cool and unique. She did take my samples, which was nice. That was a bonus. And then afterwards, I met with the girl that was in front of me, who has a really cool product, who I hope to interview soon. And we both talked about our experience, did some Facebook Live videos of each other.
Right.
And then I was so like, yeah, this is awesome! And so I decided to just start doing Facebook Live interviews with other business people that were there, and you know, and I just felt on top of the world.
Right.
And so honestly, that experience is what has led to this YouTube channel, because I really felt like, you know, there's just so many business people out there that don't get that exposure that they would like.
Right.
You know, or at least get to have their voice heard.
Right.
And so, you know, I wanted to start doing it. And so, you know, like a couple days later, I decided, you know, this is what I want to do on the side and help other business people. And so I came up with the name I Want You Colorado Springs, and got some feedback on it, and some people were like, well, that sounds like a dating site. I'm like, honestly, I don't really care if it does, because that might bring some more people.
Because then it brings more people.
Yeah, and they're like, what's this? I don't care. You just have a page hit, so that's fine. Maybe I'll have some kind of play on that. You thought this was a dating site, but instead. So it was a really good experience, and I think, you know, the thing I would tell people who are thinking about trying out for Shark Tank is obviously make sure that, you know, it's something that could be legitimately on the show.
Right.
You don't want to waste time. I mean, yeah, it's good to say, oh, I tried out for Shark Tank, but if your item or idea is like, what? Like completely off base. Obviously, like, you couldn't try out for Shark Tank because of any of the businesses that you're with. You know, so it needs to be, you know, something that's your business in some fashion.
Right.
And, you know, is somewhat of a unique idea. And I would say out of probably about 20, 25 people that I talked to, which of course I didn't video all of them, but who I did talk to, there was only one that made me like scratch my head and say, I don't know what the hell you're doing here.
Why are you here?
That's really weird. But the rest of it, I was pretty impressed with some of these ideas. I mean, I was just kind of, in some of them, I was kind of like, wow, why hasn't anyone ever thought about that? So, you know, it would be awesome if one of the people that I had talked to wound up getting put on the show.
That would be
because
awesome.
I'd be like, oh my
I know them. I knew them when.
But yeah, I would say, you know, just have your key points down. You know, obviously, you know, who you are and what you do and why do you do what you do, which are my questions that I ask all my people. And then obviously what you're looking for money wise, because you have to have an ask. There's you can't be just going on there just for
willy-nilly.
Yeah, I mean it's you have to have a reason, you know, money wise to go on there. But just relax and kind of, you know what, more than anything, enjoy the other people who are there.
I'm sure
because,
it was fun.
Yeah, everyone, there's so many people who are in there that were just, you know, and it's like you're stressing yourself out for nothing. Because all of my prep, the whole like 15 minutes of it, just went out the door as soon as I went in there, because she saw my clock and she's like, oh my god, that's so beautiful. And then I'm like, oh thanks.
We're coming.
Yeah, and so you know, it's like, you know, but they were all, I mean, I have to say that the casting crew was just phenomenal. Everyone was super nice, so just normal people, you know, I mean, completely approachable, and it was a complete conversation, which is what I try to do in my interviews, is just have a conversation about what you do. And, you know, obviously with them, they're looking at your numbers and stuff like that too, but, and the other thing is personality. They want to, if you've got a stiff personality, you might have an amazing idea, but you're just not fun at all. You know, which unfortunately another person that I met was kind of like that. I mean, awesome product, but he was, you know, he was very somber because of the need for this device, and I totally get it. You know, and there's been people like that on Shark Tank. You know, but I think, you know, you're gonna have to cry with it or something, you know, to bring that emotion. But you know, like Allie, you know, you don't necessarily have to be on that high end of firecracker, but, you know, kind of be there in the middle.
At least a fire.
Yeah, which I think I am, you know, but, you know, I'm sure I could have brought it some more, you know, and talked about some more stuff. But yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for people if you're within driving distance of doing something like that, to try it out if you've got a really unique idea. So.
Awesome.
Yeah. So thanks for, I mean, I know I pretty much talked the entire time, but thanks for interviewing me.
No problem.
So, as always, you know, I Want You Colorado Springs is usually interviews of business owners and professionals. So, as I said, it was inspired by my videos after Shark Tank. So, if you are interested and you are in the Colorado area, especially here in the Springs, Pueblo, Castle Rock, you know, stuff like that, give me a call or find me on Facebook. I Want You COS. And then soon the website will be up. But my phone number is 719-323-5059. Thanks so much and have a great day.